In this video, we will see what are the dilemmas and what are their solutions while implementation of ISO 15189 2022 standard in your laboratories. We will also see the emergency preparedness planning and the requirements with respect to this standard.
While implementation of this new standard, as many of you must have undergone the training for this new standard, you might have these two major dilemmas. I am specifically addressing these two dilemmas here for all of you because there are two major issues in this new document, that quality manager and quality manual. Now, if you see that with respect to the old document or ISO 15189-2012, all both these requirements were mandatory. Requirement of a designated quality manager and requirement of a quality manual. Both were a mandatory requirement with respect to the previous version of this standard. But with respect to this new standard, both of these terminologies has been removed from the document. Then many of the people comes to me having a dilemma whether quality manager is required or not, then who will perform the function of quality manager, whether quality manual is required or not, then where we are going to mention the policies, where we are going to mention the procedures if quality manual is not there. So here we are going to make these two doubts clear, that quality manager, even if the term quality manager or even the position is not mandatory with respect to this new standard, in a standard it is mentioned that there must be a person or personals who have the authority and resources for the management of the quality management system in your laboratory. So there must be a person or personals, or it can be one person or more than one personal, who have the authority and resources for the implementation of the quality management system. So a dedicated or a designated person is required for the implementation of the quality management system. You may call him as a quality manager, or you may not call that person as a quality manager. You can simply call that person as a supervisor or as a lab manager or even as a quality manager. The only thing that it is not mandatory to have a designation of quality manager. It is not mandatory, but there must be somebody who has authority and resources to implement the quality management system. And the next aspect is quality manual. Again, if you see that in the previous standard, it was mandatory to have a document named quality manual, and you have to include different procedures or policies in that quality manual. But now with this new standard, the mandatory requirement of this document, which is named as quality manual, is not there. So how you are going to write down your policies and procedure? Basically, the management system documents can but are not required to be contained in a quality manual. So this is a specific clause in your standard which mentions that you can have a quality manual, but it is not mandatory. It is not required to have your documentation in the document which is named as quality manual. You can call that document as a lab manual, as an Apex manual, or even as a quality manual, or as a policy manual, or as a documentation manual, or management system document. So whatever you call, you can call it as a by different name. It is not mandatory to name it as a quality manual. So these are the two basically major dilemmas where people are coming to me with this major thing, whether quality manager and quality manuals are required or not. So personals are required. You can call them anything, lab manager, supervisor, or even quality manager. Manual is also required. You can call it as a lab manual, quality manual. The designated names are not mandatory. You can call them anything as per your convenience. So these are the two major dilemmas where I have discussed here. Now, one more aspect, I have specifically mentioned that continuity and emergency preparedness planning has included in this new standard, and why it is included, that also I have mentioned, because since we have seen that during the COVID emergency or during the pandemic, most of us, the laboratories and most of us were not prepared to handle the situation. So in this new document, it has given more emphasis on emergency preparedness planning. So for that purpose, your laboratory must have a plan. You must have appropriate training. You must have appropriate heat or water preparedness is required, information is required to handle the all emergency situations, and your laboratory personnel or staff or the authorities must be informed with respect to the emergency preparedness planning and handling of the emergency situation. So that is why this document has also given emphasis on emergency preparedness planning and continuity of your laboratory services during a disastrous situations or in the emergency situation.
In next video, we will be seeing in short about implementation of this standard in point of care testing facility. Till then, keep following and thank you.